Hey you guys, welcome to Cancerian Chronicles. This is Misty, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our day 22 of our Level Up Your Life series for my beautiful Cancerians. So let me get this lit. Oh my gosh. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've already been guided to the decks that we're going to use. Hi, Dark Fairy Tarot. How are you? And we're going to go ahead and start off with the messages and see what we get. Okay. Oh, okay. So this first card that came out, it says, sometimes opposites just fight. You're not compatible. So these are some cards that I kind of created. I create oracle decks and I start off with just like writing them. So this is about like if someone feels like another person is complimenting them, like they're your opposite, because sometimes opposites do attract. And that is true in a lot of cases. But in this instance, someone is dealing with a partner, a friend, a lover that really is just not a good match. You're just not compatible. Hi, May. And it's kind of like sometimes you have to understand that not everyone is for everyone, and that is okay. So if there's like a lot of fighting, not being able to come to terms or to any type of agreement, that could be a struggle, or that could be why. Wow. It says struggle love is a hoax. If it don't fit, you must acquit. So this goes right in with this, if you're doing a lot of fighting with someone, you can't seem to get on the same page for whatever reason. Hi, Emmy. Then this might be considered some type of, struggle, okay, let me go back. Sometimes we have been taught that, that there are going to be problems in relationships, which there are, but there's this misconception that like you're supposed to work through, struggle through, right? Like go through the trenches with someone. And what that really is sometimes if you're going through the trenches and you're struggling unnecessarily so with another person, you have to come to grips with like that's just not your person, that's not your friend, that's not a family member that you're meant to surround yourself with, that's not a job that is, something that, maybe that's not a job or a career field or the job environment that you're meant to be in. So it's just kind of like learning when to kind of cut your losses. At the bottom, it says something about researching traditions to better understand your present circumstance and receive additional guidance. I'm really getting this in the sense of like if anyone has been like it feels kind of like generational patterns or ancestral patterns or something like that. So if you have a history, if you look in your family and there's a history of like people sticking through some type of struggling, unhappy, miserable relationship, then your job might be to kind of cut that pattern. Or, like it could be, something opposite. I don't see where anyone would need to struggle in a relationship ever, because I think that we're here to enjoy life, to live life and enjoy life. I don't think we're here to suffer. So yeah. All right. Awesome. I love that, Dark Fairy. And I think I said hi, Emmy. I hope so. I think I did. But when I start talking, I forget really easily. Yeah, it says it's time to connect to the energy of the divine, use your gifts for your own good, and deepen your practice. So I'm really getting the sense of like you're being guided to make sure that you're using your actual discernment with whatever relationships, okay, good, with whatever relationships that you have. So, and at the bottom it says, I don't know who this is for, but it says sexy and broke. pass. So if you have a habit of making allowances for people because they have some type of trait that you really enjoy, like they look really good, but then they can't, help you financially, or I'm kind of hearing something about like they have a big one or something like that. And that's something that you enjoy, but then they have nothing else to offer, or they don't have any like they don't have any intelligence, they don't have a lot going on upstairs, like that's kind of like you're settling in that regard. Let me look at the top. Yeah, you must emotionally distance yourself so that you can make a fair and just decision. So it's kind of like if you are getting too close to, like it's kind of like one trait or one feature or one habit that someone is kind of being really set on, like you're like if you are disregarding all of the red flags, or disregarding all of the negative traits, forgiving all of the negative traits, and pursuing a friendship, relationship, work, whatever, because of like one thing, you're disregarding everything else. And that's what you're being guided to not do, right? So life is not meant to be a struggle. Your relationships are not meant to be a struggle. Okay. Messages for Cancer. Yeah. We have time to go, and I'm trying to see. It looks like someone is struggling with whether or not they want to stay in a relationship or not. With this, at the bottom, it says between worlds. And let me see what's at the top. Yeah, regeneration. It's like someone is wondering if they should revive some type of relationship or friendship or something like that. And it's like just not wanting to come to terms or come to grips with the fact, like, especially, I just split the deck and we have why, not wanting to just come to grips or come to terms with the fact that you're just not compatible. Like, it's okay to not be compatible with everyone, right? Not everyone is, necessarily made for everyone. Okay, messages for Cancer. Yeah, we have Yang, and this is falling under you're not compatible, and it just makes me feel like some, like if you are the giver in this relationship or in this situation, it feels like, you're being in the position where you're constantly giving, and it's like you don't get a break when it comes to whatever this is. Yeah. At the top, we have Unfinished Symphony, which makes me feel like perhaps there's some type of lesson that is not being learned. I talk a lot about the law of reciprocity. If you guys have not looked that up, please make sure that you do some research on that. In life, like there's a lot to do with like making sure that we are balancing things out. And if this is the case where you are constantly giving and not receiving, that is an issue. And I'm also getting the sense of like, if that's how that person is now, that it's saying, you're just not compatible. That's really just how this person is. And I don't see that changing. Yeah. What came out, and I'm not keeping these for this, but when things pop out like this, sometimes I just like to talk about them. Hi, Upasna. Yeah, so we have Observer, we have To the Sea, and then we have TikTok, right? And it really feels like it's kind of like you've been there long enough, you've observed enough, or you have like enough intel, is what I'm hearing. So you've gathered enough intel or enough information to make the actual, a conscious decision as to what it is that you need to do. And I feel like someone knows that they are meant to leave, because at the bottom we have blessed. You know that your blessings lie elsewhere. And with that TikTok that it is time for you to move along. I'm hearing skedaddle. At the top is community. You know that this is not your person. Again, that's like with this not compatible. Yeah. Let's see what else we get for the not compatible, and then we're gonna look at the struggle love. Whoa. Yeah, flexible is what came out. And so it feels like I don't know if someone is being too flexible or um yeah, someone is being too flexible in a situation, right? Like you're bending way too much, like things that you say that you will not do or you would never do, or things that you say that you don't accept or you won't accept. It's like you know, someone is like blurring the lines. And it feels like it's, if it's not already, it's about to feel like some type of struggle. Well, which is leading us to this struggle love, right? Hmm. Yeah, I'm hearing something about, like, in love, there's give and take, but it feels like someone is giving way too much. And, you're not getting, like, someone's not getting very much in return. I'm hearing more bang for your buck. So it's kind of like if you open yourself up to the idea that there is possibly something better out there for you. And again, this could have something to do with a relationship, but just as easily, like, your situation, this could have something to do with your work, or a business or a friendship or something like that, right? Okay, let's see. What is this with the struggle? Okay. Yeah, struggle, and this is under struggle love. We have fork in the road. And I've already said it, it seems like someone is like struggling to make this call or make this decision. But it's like you already know, someone already knows what it is that they need to do. At the bottom is chaos and conflict. Like someone knows that this whole situation, like it's just not serving the highest and greatest good of either party, of any party that's involved in whatever this is. I'm hearing breakup to makeup. Like that gets old if that's what someone's going through. Okay, I'm going to talk about these, but we have unfinished symphony that just kind of, along with clean it up, truth be told, and then why. So it's like someone might be you're being given an opportunity, or someone's being given an opportunity to officially close out a cycle. Especially if someone was wondering, like, why something didn't work out, or, what happened or something like that. So someone like for some of you guys, if you ended up going back in a relationship, it's like some type of truth and clarity will be revealed, if it hasn't, if it hasn't already. And this might just be something that you needed to be able to move forward, right? But I feel like either way, someone is about to move forward in a situation. I'm hearing there's nowhere to go but up. Okay, what is this with the struggle of? And this is like a really strong message for someone that, like, it's like just to cut some losses. Yeah, we have yin, and it came in reverse, which is essentially the same thing as yang, right? So, someone is not receiving, like, basically under the struggle of, it's like someone is not receiving any benefits, or the benefits, like the issues or the problems or the chaos, do not outweigh, like, there's too much chaos, and the good does not outweigh the bad. There's way more bad than good in whatever this is. You're not receiving what you need to be happy. Happy is at the bottom. Yeah. And it's just kind of like with this chopped wood. I keep seeing this chopped wood, which is about, you know, like everyday routine, the mundane, you know. And I did say like earlier, like that, this, whatever this is, this type of situation, it gets old. It's going to get old. And it's kind of like, I'm hearing Get Out. I think that was a movie, I don't know how many years ago, but it's like someone needs to get out now rather than wasting. Like, you don't want to be, you know, years from now where you're thinking like you wasted, you know, a whole bunch of years of your life. Like, this is your opportunity. Like, look at this as a gift. This is your opportunity to move forward, and get what it is that you really deserve. Yeah. We have peace, and then right behind that is regeneration, right? So, yeah, like someone is being guided to, like, someone's at a crossroads. You're not getting what it is that you need. It says, like, if it doesn't fit, you must quit, right? You must quit. You must leave this. Someone is being guided to, like, you know, deep down that you need to leave. And I'm just kind of like, what's the concern there? But like, someone knows, like, you're not getting any peace, like, by leaving whatever this situation is, or any situation now or even in the future that does not align with you, that is not compatible with you, that is not bringing you peace. That's something that you have to leave alone. Yeah. At the bottom, we have to be fair. And at the top, we have go the distance. I'm hearing go, Diego, go. I don't know. Yeah, and I split the deck and we have round and round. This is about some type of cycle. With this crossroads, it's like someone, I don't know, but this feels like a repeated cycle. I'm hearing, didn't we almost have it all? But almost is not good enough. Almost is not good enough. That's an energy of settling, and we just don't settle here. Hi, Marcus. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you for being here, and thank you for increasing our engagement. Okay, so we have for it's time to connect to the energy of the divine. We have all that glitters, and we have that chaos and conflict. And I did say, like, this is something where we have to make sure that we're using our gifts. Like, someone has gifts, like someone has the gift of discernment, and you're being guided to make sure that you're using it for your benefit, right? Yeah. At the bottom, we have loyal heart. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jakey Jake. So we have loyal heart at the bottom. It's just kind of like, you know, if someone is meant for you, or if you're meant to be in a relationship with this person or with this situation. And again, I'm going to clarify, like, this can be a lover, this can be a job, this can be a friendship, this could be a family, you know, thing as well. But we have mending. It's like someone continues to try to piece something together. I split the deck and we have deep knowing, but you already know what it is. You already know what is meant to be. And it just feels like someone is just kind of standing. I'm hearing, don't push me because I'm close to the edge, right? So it's kind of like someone is right there. Like, you know, but I don't know what's keeping someone, holding someone back, right, from making this final decision. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Poised, which is about being ready to strike, right? And we're talking about, like, whoever this is meant for, like, you know, it's just like, you know, but I just don't know what's holding someone back from, someone's holding out hope that someone is going to change, is what it feels like. Holding out hope is what I heard. So, but by doing this, it's essentially someone is blocking their own blessings. Hi, Grace. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, we have go the distance, and it's really making me think about just pushing forward, about just go ahead, take the leap, take that step, because with this milk and honey right underneath it, I'm telling you, like your sweet spot, whatever this is, this blessing that is meant for you, it's there, but it's not in this situation or whatever this is that someone is holding on to. So the actual guidance, Cancer, to level up your life is to just be okay with letting go of people, places, things that do not serve you, that, you know, like it's just, you're not compatible with it, or they're not compatible with you. They're not making you happy. There's a lot more chaos and discomfort than there is, you know, happiness, right? Because it's just kind of like, if you're struggling, especially if someone is like more at the beginning of a relationship, if you're starting out struggling, like this is setting up the precipice for your entire relationship. Hi, R. Taylor. If you're starting out with that, that's how it's going to continue. That cycle is going to continue with repeated struggle love. And if that's what it is that you are wanting to settle for, like if that's what you want to decide to do while you're at this crossroads, like we have free will, you're more than welcome to do that. But it's like you have something better that's waiting for you while you're trying to be loyal to a certain situation that is not in your best interest. You have a whole, we have this treasure island. You have a whole treasure that is waiting for you elsewhere. This is going to be a situation where there is equal give and take. There is reciprocity in the relationship. You're getting what it is that you want, need, desire. Someone is going to meet, or you know, someone or something is going to meet all of your needs. So if this is a job, or if this is a business, like it's going to be something that you're passionate about. It's going to be something like, you know, you're not like TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. Like if that's how you're living your life with your job, then you're probably not at the place that you're meant to be at. Because when you're working with something that is your passion, you're looking forward to being there. Or if you're in a relationship and you find yourself like, you know, desiring a whole lot more alone time than time together, or you guys are spending a lot more time apart because there's that, you know, breakup to makeup type of thing going on. Like that's just not your happiness. That's not where your happiness lies, right? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next deck. This is going to be the last one that I use for our message for tonight. Anyone that wants to participate in the free yes, no intuitive reading, you can go ahead and start putting your questions into the chat box now. Make sure that they are yes or no questions, and also make sure that you're not asking questions that you've already asked before, please. And limit it to one question. So if you have questions, go ahead and put it in. Also, make sure that you hit that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, because for our next, this goal that we have right now, once we get to 500 subscribers, I am giving away 6 free readings. So, and they're full readings. They're not mini reads. These are 6 full readings, 6 free readings. So make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and leave comments so that I know to put you into the drawing. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see our final messages here for Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? Messages for Cancer. And I'm being reminded of earlier in the deck I saw by the book. And so for some of you guys, hi Flaco. For some of you guys, you have to understand that there is a certain process or a certain, it's kind of like there are certain steps that you must take. So it's it's kind of like you're going to different levels, and to get to this next level, to get to this next phase, you have to make sure that you conquer, or you are successful with the phase that you're in now. So if we're talking about, Cancer, you need to let someone go or something go, whether this is like, this could be a person, this could be a job. I mean, I don't know, only you know what it is that you're holding on to for dear life. But until you actually let that go, because you've learned the lessons, that like you've decided that you're not going to repeat these cycles, then and only then will you move to the next level. Right? So you can't stay stuck. You can't sit here just staying at the crossroads forever. I'm hearing, if you feel if you feel froggy, then jump. Right? You're gonna have to make a move, but that is completely up to you. You have to do that. Yeah. It says we have light codes, and I'm being guided to where it says remember your truth. Yeah, remember your truth. This is about, at the bottom, we have World Bridger. This is something about, it says death and rebirth is what I'm being guided to, but this is about letting go of the old so that you can step into the new. Yeah, at the top, yeah, we have, it's forgiveness, and I'm being guided to where it says heal the past. And it feels like someone is holding on to the past. You have to let that go, right? It's kind of like, thank this past person or past job or, whatever, for the lessons that you've learned and for the experiences that you've had, and then just let it go and move on, move towards your future. Yeah, we have patience. I'm actually being guided to where it says gather more information. Hola, Leah. How are you? Hi, Maria. Hi, Devil Life. How are you? Yeah, we have something about gather more information. And then at the bottom is cultivate joy. And I'm guided to where it says see the blessings. Yeah. Deep stillness at the top, awaken within. I don't know if someone is just trying to stay blind to a certain situation, or, I don't know, but I'm being guided back to this, all that glitters. It's like someone is just kind of like making, like creating illusions or making up stories, making things look or feel better than what they really are. But you're completely sitting in some type of chaos and conflict. But it's like someone is sugarcoating a situation that they're in, and you can't sugarcoat it. See it for what it is. Decide that you want and that you deserve better, and then take those steps. Okay, and then we have creativity. Let me see. Yeah, I'm being guided to inspiration, anchor inspiration from spirit is what I'm being guided to. And that's funny because it's right here under the, it's time to connect to the energy of the divine. So there might be something that you're being guided, to move towards. This is like some co-creation with spirit, with the Most High, with the divine, whatever you ascribe to. And then we have this open portal. This is about a new beginning, and that's what we've been talking about. So you have to close out this old cycle so that you can have this new beginning. And I talked about earlier, like it feels like there's some type of ancestral patterns or some people call them generational curses, right? And here at the top, we have energy healing, ancestral healing. There's something that needs to be healed. Hi, Cecil. How are you? Yeah. So that's what we have there for with our messages for Cancer. If you have questions, again, go ahead and put your question in the chat box. So remember, one yes, no question. And I'm going to give it just a few minutes. If we don't have any questions, then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. But remember to hit that thumbs up, you guys, and also subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We were at 373. So we're trying to get to 500. Once we get to 500, I am selecting 6 people to give away free readings. And all I do is I go to the comments and I enter you into the drawing based on the comments. Okay, so I think that's our first question. May, I think you have the first question. Let me make sure. Okay, does my boss appreciate my work? Okay, let me see. I'm getting a no. I don't know if your boss is like one of those people, like it feels like this person um may feel like, I don't know, like the pleasure is all yours. Like you should just be lucky that you have a job type thing. Um I don't know. Let me see if we need to pull, let me pull a card on that though. But, and honestly, like, you know, we talk about making sure that you're able to like have conversations with people. And this is something that you should be able to, you know, talk to your boss about and say, you know, hey, I just wanted to do a quick check-in to see, you know, like just to get some feedback. Is there something that you need me to do? You know, just asking them for feedback. And that might go a long way. Because it could be something as simple as like you guys don't really, like you haven't created much of like a you know, a bond or anything. I mean, I don't really feel like you should have to have that type of a bond for you to get feedback on how you're doing. And this is coming from someone who, you know, I've been a supervisor. I was a school principal. So like that's just a part of like what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give feedback. But if you're not getting feedback, I will say, like, you know, even when I was a principal, even though I gave regular feedback, I still had teachers that, you know, they needed, like, they needed more. They needed more, like, reassurance. And so they knew to just come and ask. Like, if you have a question, just come and ask. And that's what they did. So at your job, you shouldn't be afraid to just go and ask questions. Okay. Canel, thank you for sharing your energy. You are definitely, every post that you make is helping the channel grow with your engagement. Yes, Jamie, let me see. Well, you're going to have to ask a question. Ask me a specific yes, no question, because it's not like a personal, you know, reading. Just ask a yes, no question, and then we'll see what cards we're drawn to for your question. And let's see, let me ask the question for May. Let me see if there's what cards we need, if we need cards. As it pertains to your work. Okay, so what came out, May, is moment to moment. At the bottom, we have breakthrough. And I'm guided to look at, there's something about healing and creativity. At the top, there's something about suppression, conditioning, politics. It almost feels like you're meant to take some type of risk, like stepping out on a limb when it comes to doing something else, or like maybe with another job or something like that. But it's kind of like you're going to have some type of breakthrough, and it's going to help you to kind of move forward and out of this situation. Because I don't feel like you're at a place that like, it doesn't feel like you're meant to stay there. And especially with that suppression, well, I'm also like there's creativity under those. And with this suppression, there's so much. It's like there was suppression, there's postponement. It's almost like there's something that you're meant to be doing or something better that you could be doing. What don't you understand? I'm confused. There's something about your job that it's basically the sense that I'm getting is that you're not really happy at the job. Like you're not feeling appreciated, you're not feeling happy, but yet you're staying there. So that's what I'm talking about. So if there's something else that you're supposed to be doing or you're supposed to be taking a chance or a risk, like that's what, like those are basically your options. And that was really what the reading was about. Are you going to stay where you are if you don't feel appreciated, or are you going to move forward and find something that is like better suited for you, something that makes you happy? Okay, devil life, I'm not answering questions about third parties. If you have something that you want to ask, like to improve yourself, your own life, then that's fine. But I'm not gonna like answer questions about someone else. Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. He doesn't. So if you're like your choice is to stay at a place where you're not appreciated, when you're not appreciated, what ends up happening is like you're not like you end up not being happy where you are. So that's basically what I was telling you. There's something where your creativity, your gifts, your skills are being suppressed at the job that you are staying at. And it's going to continue to be suppressed if you're with a boss that does not appreciate you. Okay, Miss VMK. Will I get my new place in May or June? I'm getting June, but is there something, Miss VMK, is there something wrong with like your paperwork or something like that? Because you should kind of know when that's really close. That's coming up really fast. So you should pretty much have an idea as to when you would be able to move in. Okay, and let's see. Canel, Zoid, I just pulled some cards on you, and you have something better to be worried about. You don't need to be worried about what I do. You definitely have some better things to do that you need to be concerned about. Let's see. I think, did I skip you, Grace? Will I ever open my own store? Ooh, okay. What kind of store are we trying to open? Anytime it's slow, like for me to get an answer, it really is that really just depends on you. Like what would hold you back from opening up your jewelry store? Like for anything that you are wanting to manifest or make a reality for you, right? It's there's a sense of like you have to speak it, you have to claim it, right? I am going to open my own jewelry store, right? Like you have to think that, you have to start speaking that, you have to start creating plans for like what type of jewelry do you want to have in your store? When do you want to open it? What type of store is this just online? Like you have to start building that, even if it's just kind of like where you're well, I get more than just mentally, like you want to start mentally building that. And if you have not already, and then start writing down your actual plans and then start taking action towards it. But it's going to depend on you. Okay, so I asked if that was a good idea for you to start your jewelry store, and the answer is yes. But whether or not you start it, whether or not you open your own store, like that's something that just like if that's what you decide to do, then that's what you're going to do, right? But it is definitely a good idea for you, is what I'm getting. Flaco, will I ever own my own business? What type of business, Flaco, are you thinking about? But and it's essentially about to be the same thing as far as like that's not really something that you should question. That's something that if it's something that is really on your heart, it's something that you really want to do. You don't ask if you're going to own your own business. You state it. You declare it. I declare and I decree, and you start making those plans mentally, and then you're planning it out, and then you start taking action. So all of that is going to be dependent upon you. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good, okay. And that's definitely something you can you can get started on like really soon, right? Okay, so I'm getting a yes for you. Right. And then I see where you're saying okay, lawn cutting and foundation. Yeah. So it's definitely a yes, but just making sure that you're actually taking those steps. Like if that's what you're wanting to do, if you haven't started planning already, or, like just go ahead and get started. You get to decide if you're gonna be a business owner or not. That's your decision. Hi, Miss Tay. Did I say hi? Cecil. Everyone has the ability to heal in some form or fashion. You are going to have to discover what your healing abilities are, right? because healing comes in all forms. It doesn't have to just be, like some people have the typical, like, being a doctor, doing Reiki healing. There's, sound therapy. Like everyone has the ability, everyone has a gift that could potentially help heal another person. So you just have to figure out what yours is. And you probably, you probably already have an idea, or you probably already know. And again, I'm going to say, like, you guys need to make sure that you are making statements as opposed to having questions. Things that you know are for you, you just need to claim that they are for you. Okay, yeah. Jamie, everyone is a soulmate. Like, I don't know. Everyone is a soul. There's a soul connection. You have a soul connection with everyone. Everyone is a soulmate, right? And depending on like that person's purpose, that just depends on like how your relationship is going to go. And I can tell you, like, right now, if you're talking about someone where things have been pretty smooth sailing, then that's probably someone that you're meant to be with. If it has been rocky, then that's not someone that there's a lesson that you're meant to learn from that. And even if it were smooth sailing for some people, it's only meant, remember, people are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And, for each person, it's going to be something different. When someone is in your life for a reason, typically I take that as like, that's more of like the karmic, when people talk about karmic, because that there's a lesson that you're meant to learn. There's something that you're meant to grow and develop as a result of being in that connection or that relationship with that person, right? When they talk about a season, I typically think about those people that like they come in your life and it's like, like really good friends, or like you have a really good relationship, but maybe you just kind of like grow apart type of a thing. Well, that's because like they were there to get you through something. They were there to support you through something. But you weren't meant to stay there. You were meant to grow. You were meant to evolve. And once that's over, that's when it's over. And then for people that are meant to be in your life for a lifetime, those would be people that would be possibly, potentially family members. That could be like, certain friends that you have, or it could be, like a life partner, or, something more like that. So, but everyone is and if you're having sex with someone, of course you have a connection with them. Anytime you engage in coitus with anyone, there's going to be a connection. That is called a soul tie. You're connected to that person. And I don't talk about it on this channel. I have another one that's more like all kind of spiritual based, but when you have sex with someone, like there is a connection until you decide to cut it off, right? And let me see. But like, you want me to pull a card to see if you're going to continue the connection? Because I think you've asked about this person before, and we've pulled cards on this person before. Like the fact that you need so much reassurance on this person, that's your answer right there. The energies are, you need to let go. That's the energy. Yeah. Okay, so what came out, it says go out, have fun, socialize, engage in activities that make you happy. So that's your card, because it's kind of like you're spending too much time and energy, like as far as like your thought, like thinking about one particular person. Like that's a lot. You're freely giving away your energy to this person that may not necessarily deserve it. Yeah, I'm being reminded of like one of the little, when through one of my little TikTok scrolling sessions, there's a guy on there that I guess they would be considered a warlock, right? And he's on there bragging about like when he's having, you know, intercourse with women, and when women say certain things, he calls that soul snatcher. That means and he calls it like destiny swapping, right? Like they're taking your energy. It's essentially like you're feeding the beast. And that's every time that you have like and it creates a soul tie. So even if you're not meant to be with that person, the whole fact, like they have scientific studies on that. Like when that person, like you're creating ties with this person, which it does make it hard for you to get over the relationship. It doesn't matter if he's a good man. Is he the right man for you? Like I would hope that this is a good man. But what does that mean? There are a lot of good men. And if he were the man for you, like you wouldn't have so much doubt, you wouldn't have so many questions. So your options are in that particular case, it would be you have to decide. Remember, we had crossroads earlier. So you're being called to make a decision. Do you want to continue through another cycle with this person, because it's your free will? You get to choose whether or not you want to or whether you don't, right? So you can continue with another cycle with this person, or you can let it go and move on and see what blessings are waiting for you around this lesson that you were meant to learn. So, I mean, like, it probably is. So you might want to do something that gets you like more like meditation or journaling to try to go within and figure out what that is. But the fact that you're asking so much about this person, it really seems more like this is some type of like codependent type of thing. And that's typically based out of trauma. Like for you to not be able to detach from a person, that's something that you have to work on. Yeah. I mean, so are you gonna like, so you're choosing to allow someone else to control you? Like you don't have control over yourself? You're gonna give him all of your power until what? Until he's done with you? Like you have to make the choice with that, and it's really not that hard. There's something that you need to work on with detachment. Oh, okay. Well, Grace, I see yours. You said I have to work a lot, no time to create. Is there any way that you can just start with like, I don't know, like one day a week, 30 minutes, or, just anything like that? Like, see, just start small, right? And, don't put like pressure on you, just like, um, just try to start and see, and let things kind of develop or unfold, from that point. Mountain Rose, hello. Yeah, Mountain Rose, that is something that okay, I'm trying to think of a delicate way to say it because a lot for our Level Up Your Life series is about making sure that we are making decisions based on reality. And when I say reality, I mean the actual 3D world that you're living in, right? So I'm sorry, but if someone is meeting you in astral and they're not meeting you in 3D, it doesn't count. It doesn't even matter. And you shouldn't be spending your time like thinking or focused on, some type of astral relationship. Like that's not like you have to live like right here and right now. You're not living in the astral, you live here on the 3D. And so you don't make life decisions based off of an astral relationship. You just don't. You're meant to be happy now. You're meant to be happy here. And unless and until you decide to do that, like even if the person is meant to come into the 3D, like there are things that you have to take care of first before that person can manifest in the 3D. And if your mind is focused on what's happening in the astral, you can't take care of your business that you're meant to take care of right here, right now. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the question exactly as you have it, and then we'll see what cards I'm drawn to if I need to pull a card for you, okay? But I know some of you guys are listening to people like who are promoting things about astral relationships and, telepathic communication. And I do believe like they do exist, but I also believe that just like you're meant to set boundaries here, you're meant to set boundaries as well when it comes to the 5D, when it comes to telepathic communication. I don't like you don't get to speak to me telepathically. You can't call me on the phone and talk to me in my face, do something on the internet, then we don't need to talk, right? Because like all of those excuses, they're just excuses that people make for not doing the work, for not taking care of their business, for not making tough decisions. I'm getting, yes, you have a soulmate that is close. With the astral stuff, I just keep hearing fooey. Like that's all I keep hearing. So I feel like there's some soulmate that's like closer than you think. Like, and I'm talking physically, but if you're spending all of your time with your head like in the clouds, so to speak, you're not going to see this person, this soulmate. You're not going to get to, like, you might have a blessing sitting right in front of you, but if you're looking, somewhere else in the stars, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on the here and now. Okay, at the bottom, we have you're ready to invite new energy into your life. Take inspired action. Your boldness and faith will be rewarded. So you're meant to do something different so that you're inviting this new energy in. And make sure that like you're not settling for I'm just going to say bums. Make sure that you're not settling for bums or bum energy in the meantime. What came out was sex game on fleek, wallet on cheap, pass. So, if you have like people coming in, you know, there's some lesson that you're meant to learn that has to do with making sure that you are not allowing like that type of energy into your life, so that your person can come in. This person that like, you know, and I say like there's something better waiting for you. So there's a relationship that is waiting for you, a real relationship, but just make sure that you're clearing out your energy, and, you know, from just people that are not any good for you. Okay. So I hope that that makes sense for you. Yeah. And I'm really big on like Flaco, everyone is our, like everyone is our soulmate. We, you know. So Jamie, and I see where you say I still feel very drawn to him, not rocky at all. Will he be in my life for a while still, or will he leave soon? Ask him. Why not just ask him? Yeah, and Jamie, it really sounds like you need to do something where you're calling your power back. You're calling your energy back. Like you need to sever like some type of whatever that is, because that's just not. And I'm not saying that like that doesn't exist, you guys, when you're talking about, you know, astral and soul connections and things like that. If I feel anybody tug, first of all, I have boundaries on my energy. And if I feel like anyone has even come close to breaching that boundary, I'm going to immediately cut it off. I'm going to immediately meditate, pray. I'm going to say, look, like no one has permission to be in my energy, period, not without my consent. So there's something that you need to do to where you're taking control of your power and taking control of your energy. So I don't know if you've heard of like this, some things that you may hear people talk about is energy harvesting, but it's like you're essentially just giving your energy away. Some people take your energy and they build and they create, like while you're sitting there and you are, you know, pining over someone, they're taking all of your energy and they're making money off of it. They're creating things off of it. They're using the energy to work and build and, you know, whatever else. And you're sitting there not doing anything. And essentially it's you're freely giving it to that person. Hi, Anita. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you about someone else's relationship, Anita. You have to, if he's no contact with you and he has another relationship, then I mean, that's really not your business. Your business is that he's no contact and that you need to make a decision as to whether you're okay with that or if you're ready to just move on from that. Are you okay with settling for that situation or are you going to move on? But you don't need to know what he's doing with another person. It doesn't matter. He's not with you. Grace, please do that. Let me know when you start it. Hi, Sally. Jason, rather than being here to rebuke anything, why don't you start your own platform? Because if you want to talk like you want to act like you are such a Christian and you're following Jesus, Jesus didn't go into anybody's platform, anybody's chat to say that people are a devil or a demon and they're blah, 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 and they're fake. He didn't do that. You're not going to find that in the Bible. So if that's what you're doing, you're being very unchristian-like. Because the only person that's essentially being wicked would be you. Your behavior is very unchristian. Upasana, did I miss yours? Upasana, I'm not seeing yours. And Jason, everyone is not a Christian, so you're being very disrespectful. You're not being respectful to other people's religions and beliefs. And Jesus was Jewish. He wasn't Christian. Upasana, can you put your, I don't see your question. You're welcome, Grace. Thank you, Anita. And Jason, thank you for being here. You're helping my channel to grow. You're helping with the engagement with every comment. That's how God uses your enemies as your footstool. And I appreciate you being my footstool. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate your energy that you're freely giving to me. And I really appreciate your engagement. You are definitely doing your job, and I appreciate it. Upasana, you have to put a question. R. Taylor, let me check and see if some of them are being filtered out. Hold on, okay? Jason, please continue. I love the engagement. Hi, Brooke. How are you? Jason, you have your own life that you really need to be focused on. Typically, people come in trying to tell other people what to do, trying to control other people because they're just wanting to distract themselves and they don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. So rather than judging other people and trying to tell other people how to live their life, you may want to go and live your life. You may want to make sure that you are on the up and up. You may want to make sure that this heaven and hell that you believe in, you may want to make sure that you're living right and that you're going to the right place by your actual actions and not just you reciting some words. Because you're not going based off of words that you're saying. It's based off of your actions. And the very fact that you come in with judgment, I can already tell you where you're going right now. Don't come in here throwing stones because you know where that leads you. And there is no level of sin, right? So if you're sinning, if you're committing one sin, no matter how small, you're still going where you don't want to go. So you need to worry about your soul. You need to worry about where you're going. And you are. Yeah, nobody's even saying any scriptures, Jason. Like, are you here? Like, are you actually, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you even talking about? That, like, you're not making any sense. And Jesus, like, if you're wanting to talk about the Bible, Jesus did not say that he was coming to overturn any laws. He came to show you guys how it's done. He came to live those laws. So you're not like you're not exempt from them. If you're not following law, I know, right? I love it because what he's essentially doing is like he's getting our channel out so that we can get more subscribers so that we can quickly go ahead and give the 6 free readings out. Like that's what he's doing and I love it. Like when like a certain people, they come in and they recite things from the Bible, and one of the main things that it talks about is how God uses your enemies as your footstool. So he thinks that he's coming in and he thinks that like he is, hurting someone or doing some type of damage, but essentially all he's doing is building up the channel. That's all he's doing. That's what it means that God will use your enemies as your footstool. Eh, right, Luis? And then he's coming in here with idolatry, so we already know where he's going, right? He's idolizing a man. Nope. Yes, you are. I bet you wear the little cross and everything. That's all idolatry. If you have pictures up, that's idolatry. Prove it. There is no hell. Right. And it's the crazy thing is like you're coming in and you're telling me that I'm going to a place that I don't believe in. Every day that you wake up, you decide if you're going to be in heaven or hell, right? You decide if you're going to live life to the fullest or if you're going to just survive in misery. Your hell is your repeated patterns that you continue to go along. It's your choice if you're in heaven or hell. And you don't get to choose for other people. You definitely don't get to choose for me. You don't know my relationship with the Most High. And the fact that you come in to try to speak on something that you know nothing about, my relationship with the Most High, that's equivalent to blasphemy. You don't get to say who God uses for their message, for his messages. You don't get to make that determination. God doesn't have to come to you and say, "Hey, I'm going to use this person." You don't have that power and authority. There's only one God. The fact that you think that I could serve a false God is blasphemous. There is one creator. There is only one. So all that you're doing is you're speaking your projections, your fears onto me because you know where you're going. And I won't be there with you. What scripture? You don't even know what you're talking about. You're just in here typing because you probably don't want to go and live your life. You don't want to go and make tough decisions. And you want to use other people to dump on for your insecurities. And I'm sorry for whatever you're going through. It'll get better if you choose to make it better. Thank you, Luis. Thank you. We don't do idol worship here. Thank you, Jamie. If I missed your question, you guys go ahead and put it in there. Jason is spending a whole lot of time spamming the chat. So just go ahead and put it back in. If I missed anyone's question, you guys, I do apologize. Hi, Nesrawi. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Jamie, you asked that question. I think, and if I recall correctly, the answer was that he what like that energy was within him. So I don't know if there's like some test that he didn't pass or something like that. Like that energy was within him, but I don't know if he made like a wrong turn or a wrong decision or he didn't do right by you or something like that. But that energy is no longer like it's not within him. So if you have another question, you can ask it though. And we'll just ignore Jason. He probably isn't getting any attention at home or at work or something. We love you, Jason. I hope that things get better for you. Our Taylor. Our Taylor, what are you asking? And remember, it has to be a yes, no question. I think I know what you're saying, but okay, Brooke, why do I? Is it because he's changing or just sending me some kind of energy? Okay, so Brooke, with your question, I tend to focus a lot on like, I want you guys to focus on yourselves, right? So this, like, there should be no confusion, right? Like there should be no questions or confusion when it comes to your ex, right? So if your ex is not actually calling you and talking to you, if your ex is not texting you or contacting you directly and showing you that he's changing, like you're not seeing actual with your eyes, you're not seeing that he's changing, then anything else, all of that stuff is irrelevant. Like your job, your responsibility is to focus on yourself and make sure that you're improving and that you're making the necessary changes that you need to make. You can't worry about what your ex does, right? And if your hope is for him to no longer be toxic, then you have to also kind of be mindful of your words. Like if you are hoping that things work out with this person later on, do not refer to him as your toxic ex, right? Because what you're saying is basically like that's what you're manifesting for this person. You have to be mindful of your words. So just say, like just say my ex, right? Yeah, but only because, and it's not to say that it's not to say that this person won't change. It's not to say that you won't be with this person. But what it does mean is that you're not going to put your whole life on hold based off of what ifs, based off of like, numbers that you're seeing. And if you're seeing, like, let's say, whatever, like if you're seeing his birthday, like look up the numbers that you're seeing and you can Google that, like put angel number and then put that number and see what the guidance is for that, because maybe there's a message there for you that doesn't really have anything to do with him. Because if he was in your life to teach you like for a particular lesson, those numbers, like it might be guiding you to look up what the lesson is, that it might help you in that sense. Okay. Jason's still there. I'm not even reading his messages. But thank you for being here, Jason. Is it a male? Okay, our Taylor, and then I'm gonna come back to you, Jamie, okay? It doesn't feel like anybody took your papers. What? I'm not getting either, our Taylor. I need for legal reasons. I need them. Okay. Feels like they're it feels like they're not stolen, but like misplaced. Jason, you're silly. Not everyone is a Christian. You're talking about a Bible as if everyone, you do know that there are other scriptures. There's the Quran, the Torah. There's not just the Bible. That is so weird. Okay. I can't find them where I left the black bag. Did you have the black bag at work? Jason, you don't get to control other people. You don't get to tell people what they can use, what they can read, what they can talk about, what they can wear, what they can do, how they you don't have control over anyone but Jason. And by the looks of it, with the way that you're spamming the chat, it looks like you can't even control yourself, like you don't have any self-control. And perhaps that's what you're meant to work on. Focusing on yourself, improving your own self, looking at your own self. Focus on you. I feel really sad for you. You had them at home in the car. That's not really like location, like that's not really my forte, but I double check when you get to work. Jason, I don't think about, you don't know me. Like, you don't feel anything for me. You're actually lying. You don't feel anything. And lying, that's a sin. You don't know me. Right. Yeah. Like it's such a desperation for some type of attention. Only had it at home and in the car. With that one, R. Taylor, I don't know. I just feel like maybe take a little bit of a break and go like do another search. But I don't feel like anyone took them. Yeah, that's just, some people are like that, Jamie. You just have to ignore them. He's very special. He'll be our special friend. We love him anyway. I think I missed oh, Jamie, I think I missed your question. I'm having to. Oh, I missed a couple of things. I'm sorry, you guys. So Mo 4X3. I'll ask the question, but I'm not like my thing is not big with X's. Like, is he okay? He says he loves you, but is this ex talking about like you guys being committed to one another? Like, is there any action behind that? Like to where you're actually about to have a relationship, or is he just saying I love you? Right? Like sometimes people use things like their love, like I love you, and they use that as like well, one thing it's called future faking, right? Making you believe that you have a future together, like just kind of holding you on the sidelines. So you have to be careful with that. So whether he loves you or doesn't, whether he's being true and honest when he says that, like what are his intentions? He loves you and what? What are you going to do with that? Where are you guys going to go with that? What is the purpose of him telling you that? Right? Like is he saying I love you, but, I'm going to do my thing here? Then it's irrelevant if he says that he loves you, right? So let me go ahead and ask the question. Okay, I'm getting a no, and I'm gonna see what deck, if there's a card that we need to pull. So the card that came out, it says, so all his friends are liars and cheaters, but he's not okay. So I don't know. There's that just makes me feel like there's, like this is just a player type energy. And you need to just kind of look at the type of friends that he is surrounding himself with. And that really gives you like all the answers that you need. Because whether, like, even if he's telling the truth, again, if he's not putting any action behind that, and if there is some type of history of him being unfaithful, like that's not somebody that you really want to deal with, that you want to welcome back into your life. That would be something where you want to go ahead and cut that off and you want to move forward. Okay. Oh, okay, Luis, I think I skipped yours. I'm confused, Louise. Why would you not want to? I'm trying to see if I missed another part of your question. Is it a deal breaker? So, Louise, that's a question that I'm going to always recommend. A lot of these questions I always recommend, that you talk to your significant other, right? So that's something that definitely you're going to want to talk to your wife about. Because, and it's like you have to just you just have to be open to talking to your significant other when you have questions. There should not be any shame or guilt or fear when it comes to talking to your significant other. I'm getting no, that it's not a deal breaker, but I feel like there's something like you definitely need to make sure that you're having open conversations, right? But the answer is no, it's not. It's not a deal breaker. I'm getting a no for that. But I feel like a conversation needs to be had. And it also feels like, I don't know what the situation is, but consciousness is what came out. And at the bottom, we have guidance. Because I was hearing earlier something about like even speaking with a therapist. So I don't know if you guys can have like sessions with a therapist. If you can, then that would be definitely recommended. But I feel like whatever it is, like your wife will be understanding of it. And I'm not going to get into like the rest of this. It feels just like some type of past, something in the, like a you guys having conversations and being open and honest with one another and being open to the idea of a therapist. Okay, so I hope that that helps. And you guys, I'm trying to catch up. I gotta go through all this spam. You're welcome, Brooke. I know I'm late for that. I'm sorry. Oh, good. Please do. Yeah, and Jamie, with the father of your kids, like you have to know that, like, the only person that you can essentially control is you. Like your focus is on your journey, your own awakening, making sure that you're following your path. And whether he does awaken or not is, you know, um, there's nothing that you can do about that. And if I recall correctly, when you asked about him the last time, it was something about next lifetime. So he might not awaken this lifetime. Like not everyone's gonna awaken, this lifetime. You're gonna have, you know, you see, we're gonna have people that they choose to stay asleep, right? And the only thing that you can do is respect that, but not let that deter you or knock you off or distract you off of your path. Find them where I left them. Yeah. R. Taylor, and I'm gonna see if I know I'm behind. I'm gonna see if you have anything else there. I have them with me and at home. Does my ex still love me? Like he says, I think I answered that. Um, yeah, we talked about that one. Only had it. The black bag. Okay, Luis, I hope you are still here and heard the answer for that. Good night, Grace. I know I'm late. So if you're still here, good night. Sally, I'm gonna scroll up and see if I can find yours. If you can, just type it again. Yeah, exactly, R. Taylor. You have to remember what the exes did to make you walk away the first time. Yeah, and Luis, I hope you heard my answer. I'm still scrolling to get down to the bottom, but it's just about having open communication with her. You're welcome, Mo. Okay. Yeah, I really, Luis, I really recommend, like, don't just accept it, right? Because it could be something that's like really small. So like don't be afraid to see a therapist or a doctor. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing to be ashamed of, but just and I know this is completely not the same thing, but I'm being reminded like when I was married and my husband at the time, like our AC in Texas went out, right? And we had this assumption that like we would have to get this whole new system, and it was going to cost us thousands upon thousands of dollars, right, in Texas, and for the house, the size of the house. When we finally got somebody to come out and look at that AC unit, and we waited like a year because we thought it may have been 2 years even, but when somebody finally came out and looked at that AC unit, it cost $150 to fix. And we were sitting in the heat for 2 years. Like, we had other, like, we went and got like those little AC things or whatever. But the point is that we made assumptions and thought that it was a bigger problem than what it actually was. So, like don't just kind of guess like, oh, I think it's just go ahead, and it doesn't hurt to get a professional opinion. Okay. Sally, I don't know what that means. What do you mean? Was your star taken by an ex? Sally, again, like, I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah. Good, Jamie. That's good. Okay, R. Taylor. Let me see. I think there's a way to put them in. I don't even know how to work this thing, you guys. Hold on. I'll have to learn how to remove people. I don't want to delay everyone though, just because of Jason's lack of self-control. Yeah, he probably, but that's okay. We love him anyway, you guys. It's just the only thing that I'm worried about, like I'm concerned about, is like, not seeing y'all's messages. But other than that, like I mean, he's welcome. Like I just can ignore him and you guys can ignore him too. Obviously, he needs the attention. Sally, again, I don't know what that means about your star being taken. Okay, I remember seeing that one. Oh, and R. Taylor, you need to check the community board. You're supposed to have I think you won one of the readings, right? You're supposed to email me on that email address on the community board so that I know what type of reading you want. So check that community board, please. Because I've done one of the readings. I haven't heard, from you and the other person. Mo, you already know the answer to that one about your father. R. Taylor is my tenant. Does she have the option, R. Taylor, to pay her rent in full? Like, why does she have that option? Are you being too soft with your tenant? I'm getting a yes for that. R. Taylor, about your tenant. I'm getting a yes, but I don't know if you need to give like reminders or like I don't know what the issue is with that, but I'm getting a yes. But that I mean, and that shouldn't be optional for her or, him or her. I don't know who it is, but Jamie, aliens or Bigfoot. If you're asking me, Jamie, like I don't really like if it's not for me to see like right now, like I don't really care if they're aliens. If they're not here to talk to me, I don't care. If Bigfoot is not here, like in my little forest, because I live in the country, if Bigfoot is not in that little forest on my land, I don't care. I don't think about any of those things, to be honest. But I'm not going to say that I think that it's impossible. But I don't really think about it one way or the other. Or Taylor, I'm gonna have to see how to make people moderators. Yeah, we do, Sally. We all have gifts. Oh, you're trying to see if someone took your gift, Sally? Like nobody can take your gifts from you. Oh, okay. Our Taylor, so she owes back. So she owes money for rent. What is he talking about? That's so weird. Okay, so Sally, you're wondering, like, yeah, no one can take your gifts. She hasn't paid her rent in 4 months. Our Taylor, like, why have you not started the process? Like, it's kind of like you need to, whatever the legal proceedings or processes are that you can take. Like some people, when you're really nice to them, like if you're a really kind-hearted person, people take that, for granted. They take advantage of that. And unless and until you start giving her papers, I'm saying her, but it could be a he, I'm sorry. But like, unless you actually give paperwork to say you are in arrears and you have until, no, but what I'm saying is like, some people, like, as long as they know that they can get away with it, even if they have the money, they're still going to take advantage of it, right? So it doesn't mean that you're going, because it's a process anyway. So it doesn't mean that you're just going to kick her and her kids out, but start giving her that paperwork so that she knows that you mean business, so that she'll get it together. Because what it is like if you're being a pushover when it comes to that, and she knows that like the fact that she has kids is your soft spot, she's never going to pay you rent. She's never going to pay it. You have to show her that like, like that is so disrespectful. Like that level of disrespect. You need to give her some paperwork and don't count her pocketbook. You don't know what's in her pockets. You don't know what's in her bank account. She could have more money than you for all you know. All you know is that she's not paying her rent, right? So give her the paperwork, give her like ample time, a sufficient amount of time to pay it, and either she's gonna pay it or she's gonna find somewhere else to live. She's not gonna have her kids out on the street. So, but just don't continue to allow that to continue. If you don't call people out on that behavior, it's just gonna continue. She could have hundreds of thousands of dollars in her bank account for all you know. You don't know what she has. And I know I'm exaggerating, but the point is that like some people will just, they will milk it. They will milk a situation when it's to their benefit. So give her the, like, do the process. It doesn't mean kick her out tomorrow, but start the process. Do the paperwork. Some people don't even understand unless you give them paperwork. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, R. Taylor. I'll look and see how to do that. Yeah. And it's not, and trashy, it's not being an a-hole. Like when you have boundaries and when you set expectations, that's not you being a jerk. That's not. That's not being an asshole whatsoever. You can stand on business, like you can be serious at, about your business and about, things that are important to you. It doesn't like when this, they already know that they have to pay rent. Like you're not being a jerk when people know that they have to pay rent. Right. Yeah, Jamie, ignore if you can, just ignore him. He'll get tired. Those fingers should be getting tired soon. Okay, good, Art Taylor. And don't forget your reading. Check on that community board. Will I find my soul purpose? Okay, let me ask that question, Jamie. And Sally, if you have another question like about your gifts, you can ask it. Just like no one can take your gifts. The only way that you can and I wouldn't even say lose your gifts, but I mean, well, like temporarily or something like that, but that would be if you're denying your gifts, like you know your gifts and you are not using them for the greater good of, like humanity and for your life, or like, like if you have really strong intuition and you're not using it, like that little intuitive nudge, and that whatever you're getting, it's going to get smaller and smaller. It's not that it's not there, it's just that you're not paying attention to it, type of a thing. Okay, so let me ask your first question, the other question, Jamie, about soul purpose, and then I'm going to give you, I'm going to give my 2 cents on that, right? Okay, so the answer for your soul purpose is yes. Um, the accomplishing success in this life, like you have to, in order to really answer that question, first of all, you have to be clear on what does success look like for you, right? Because that's something that is really left up to it's kind of like they talk about beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so is success. You get to determine like what for you lets you know that your life is successful, right? Some people are going to measure it with money. Some people are going to measure it with like a number of people that they're helping. Some people are going to measure it with, like material goods that they gain. Like you have to determine what success looks like and what it means for you before you can even touch that. Like you need to define what success is for you, not for anyone else, not what was placed on you, but for you, what is success? Wayne, why, how could you be in a relationship with a female evil spirit? Yeah. Thank you, R. Taylor. No contact. Peace, happiness, and love. Yes, but what does that, like? You have to be even more clear than that, Jamie. What does that look like? Like, be specific. Like, I feel like you need to like take some time to just like sit and think about like what does that really look like for you? Like, what? How do you know that you have achieved peace? Like, what does peace look like for you? Right? What does it mean? Like, what does happiness look like for you? Because there's so much that can go under that. Like that's kind of only touching on the surface, right? So go a little bit deeper. Like, peace, is that are you talking about peace of mind and security as far as like financial security, as far as like, making sure all your bills are paid, or and excess, like you have to really define what that is for you. You have to think about what that means for you. Sally, you already asked about the last time you asked about didn't you ask about those people? I'm pretty sure you did. And that's the same thing. I promise you, you've already asked that. Both of them were a no. Between those two, that was a no for both of them. And again, like I forget who I was talking to earlier, but like love, it doesn't matter. Like who is showing you with their actions, like who is taking steps to, like if your goal is to be in a committed a monogamous relationship, then who is actually taking those steps to make sure that that is solidified between the two of you? And if neither one of them are doing it, then, you know, who cares about either one of them? They're not doing, like, they're not taking those steps. You guys, we have to focus on like what is going on right here, right now. What, like, love is not just about how you feel about someone. What actions are they taking? Mo, hold on, let me see if there's anything. Mo, I'm not getting, like, there's obviously a presence, like this is, and this is the maternal side, but no, I'm not getting, like, I'm not receiving any messages. I'm not getting any messages right now. It's just, it just feels like a I'm here if you need me type thing, but there are no like messages. Hi, Jim. You're welcome, Mo. DK or Ken, thank you for being here. Thank you, Jim. Jamie, I'm on your question. Hold on, okay? Jamie, I'm feeling, I don't, there's something here that I'm feeling that's, with a third eye. It almost feels like he's there, but there's something that you need to work on developing. Something with your clairs or something that you need to work on strengthening. I'm hearing all the time like he is there. I don't, Wayne, I don't know. Tell her that you're in a relationship with the Easter Bunny. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so it just feel, Jamie, it just feels like you need to, I'm hearing meditation. Yeah, and it's not anything that you need to like pay for. It's not that, okay? So, I mean, sometimes that's like a quicker way, like with whatever you're trying to develop, but this really just feels like meditation. And there's something with you opening up as far as like your heart. And I don't know if there's some type of like you feeling like your sister is a favorite. I'm hearing I assure you that's not true. It's kind of like that's not what it is, okay? It's not what it is. Wayne, you can't be in a relationship with anyone without your consent. So if you're in a relationship, that means that you're consenting to it. If you don't want to be with someone, then you know, tell them that you do not consent to a relationship or you don't want to be in a relationship. Mo, that's really kind of blurring some lines because like your sister, like you need to talk to your sister only because like she has a right to privacy, right? Like you need to, like you can't just ask about other people, you know what I mean? Like you have to talk to her. No one can have a hold on you, Wayne, unless you allow them to. Yeah. Thank you, R. Taylor. Don't forget to send the email, okay? Exactly. Like anything with someone else's health, that's really blurring it, okay? Okay. All right, R. Taylor. And good luck with everything. Don't forget that paperwork with your tenant. And another reason, Mo, that like I try to promote people actually talking to, like if there's someone that's like around and they're in your life, like just talk to them. Like we have to be open to communicating, like openly communicating. So that and that takes a lot of the guesswork out of, what's going on with people. Just talk to her. And like respect like whatever the person wants to share or doesn't want to share. Like your job is just to be there for them and, available when they want to talk. Okay, if anyone, this is the last call for questions. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up because we've been on here for 2 hours, or I've been on here for 2 hours. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so make sure you guys that you hit the thumbs up if you have not done so already. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Remember, once we get to 500 subscribers, I'm giving away 6 free readings. And I'm just picking your names based off of the comments, and there's a drawing, and I'm giving away 6 of those. So make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you are, hitting that thumbs up for the videos. Okay. Looks like that's all we have. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone for participating. I answered your question honestly, Wayne. You're not in a relationship with an evil anything. That's some type of fear. I don't know if someone has implanted some type of fear in your head or something like that, but you're going to have to take control of that. It's not true. You can't be forced in a relationship with anyone or anything without your consent. So even if you feel like that's the situation or that's the case, it really is that simple as saying, I do not give my consent. I call my power back. It's that simple, but you have to actually speak the words. I'm not joking. It's that simple. We all have free will. No one can force you into anything unless you consent to it. If there's something that you're not telling me that I need to know, like I can't help that. But based off of what you're telling me, like you have to consent to any type of relationship, period. All right, you guys, if that is all, exactly. And Jamie, there's some good if you look on YouTube, like just type it in, like even meditation music about calling your power back. Like in whatever kind of calls to you, like just kind of go by, your intuition or whatever you're drawn to. But like you can do something that is going to help get you back, realigned. Also, I really feel like if you look at like the heart chakra, like meditation music or something like that, I think that will help out as well. But, yeah. And if there's anything, else that, you like to do for yourself, like white candles are always good. Alrighty. So it looks like that's all we have. And Wayne, that's the same thing for you as well. You can look those up as well. Oh, good. Yeah, that's really good. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting your main focus would be on your main focus, Jamie, would be on your heart chakra. Like that's what I'm being guided to. It feels like the rest of your chakras are pretty much in alignment, but it's kind of like if there's one kind of blockage or something, it can block other areas. So it almost feels like when you work on your heart chakra, it's going to also help with the third eye. There's a connection there, and it's like you can't really have access to that third eye if there's a blockage with the heart. Jim, what do you mean? Okay, good, Jamie. Jim, I don't know if that's directed at me, and I'm not quite sure like what you're asking. So, okay. Alrighty, you guys, let's wrap it up. I will be back tomorrow. So I hope to see you then. Jamie, please don't speak that into existence. But if he shows up, we will welcome him with open arms and just continue to ignore his rants, you know. So, yeah. And I'm going to work on our Taylor wanted to be a moderator, or he volunteered to be a moderator. So, he or she, I don't know. So we'll see if I can figure that out because I've never set up for moderators. All righty. Okay, I hadn't heard back from Jim for clarification, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I love you guys and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.